Hello, dear friends and family. Once again, you are welcome to this wonderful platform. It's another exciting day. And of course, we are just dropping from the top. There's fire in the room right now. And this evening, we are just going to be looking at something very wonderful that happened. Anyway, wonderful things are happening these days. And of course, the week that just ended was jam-packed. It was full of a lot of excitement, so many sweet things that happened. And if you are new here, we are talking about a wonderful business that is about to be launched to the world that is called ONPASSIVE, an IT company built from scratch with artificial intelligence. And of course, in an ecosystem, we have up to 50 or more than 50 IT products of ours that we are going to be launching to the world. So if you don't know anything about ONPASSIVE, stay tuned because you are going to get something that will change your life forever and ever. So guys, as you see, we are just picking on one thing today, that particular thing being the event that took place in Nigeria on Saturday, the 1st of October, 2022, as they had the opportunity to celebrate their 62nd independence. And then on that event, they got kind of a free, an opportunity to have freedom, like total freedom. Guys, I can't speak well because I'm so on fire. So I'm handing over to my sister, Fumi. Sis, thank you. She's trying to unmute herself.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning from wherever you are connecting with us from. We are saying hello to you. Just like Sister Comfort said, we want to have a discussion, not just discussion, but talk about what happened on Saturday from our heart. And because we're so fired up about this, and some of us have a lot of emotions carried with the event on Saturday as well, it's very, very I will like call it is a great opportunity to have people that have been deeply involved I will like call it the organization, whether behind the scene or on the scene as well, in the house this evening. So I'd like to call on my brother, Dr. You call him Dr. O, but
Yes, just
to have just for him to talk about. I listened to his what do you call it, the words he spoke on Saturday, but I want him to talk, because there's a difference when you're on scene and then after the event. What's your take on that event, and what's your take, sir, on what Ash said? How do you correlate that with what is happening presently in Nigeria, please?
Okay, thank you very much, my sister.
Yes, I know that Sister Fumi is so on fire and she wants you to go ahead and talk about what Ash said. But I think that people actually want to know who we are talking to. And we would rather beg that Dr. O just tell us briefly, really quick, what his name is, how we should call him, and where he's calling in from. And why not the rest of the panel? And then we hit the road. We hit it going, guys. Get ready, get your popcorn ready because it's going to be hot. It's actually hot in the kitchen right now.
Thank you very much, Sister Comfort. I'm Chaplain Dr. Stephen Olujimi. I am based in Washington, D.C. metropolis, originally from Nigeria. I have been in this part of the world for over half of my life, and but then, of course, I'm a missionary. Okay, by calling, I'm a Christian. By religion, I'm a missionary. By calling, by the grace of God, I do a lot of mission work in Africa. And then, of course, when the Lord sent us out, He said, begin from Jerusalem, then to Judea, to Samaria, and to the uttermost part of the world. So I started my mission work actually here in the United States, then extended it to Nigeria. And we do a lot of work. I've had the privilege of speaking one of your show, where I believe it's in your show, okay, where we demonstrated some of the things that we do. So that's why I'm particularly very, very excited. I'm one of the many Nigerians who really have the, who have been away from Nigeria, but just can't get rid of Nigeria, can't get Nigeria off my system, my bloodstream, my love, my care for people in Nigeria. That is why today's show is really very, I'm just very passionate about this. So I just, generally in this very platform, in the family of ONPASSIVE, I'm generally called Dr. O. So, just feel free to call me Chaplain, Stephen, Dr. O, whatever you want to call me. That's who I am.
All right. Thank you, Dr. O. Thank you so much. Okay, Sister Fumi, you want me to go? Let me go across, then I'll let you bring in the other two. So, of course, I have my boss in the house, my personal private person. I should be the one to usher him in, none else but Mr. Landry Akeremi. Bro, say a word to our guests, to our ear, of course, to our guests and our family. So we can go from there. You need to unmute yourself.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the whole world. My name remains Larry Akeremi, and I am your friend. We are excited. We are very much happy. And I'll tell you honestly, Nigeria is on fire. No doubt about that. Nigeria is on fire. Nigerians are on fire. So either you're in Nigeria or abroad, but so long as that blood runs through you, we have gotten freedom. We got it on October 1st, 2022. Yes. We got it.
Genuine freedom indeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Freedom. And yes, what I'm saying, you're going to find it out in a couple of minutes right here.
Right.
No doubt about it. My name is Larry Akeremi. I'm in ICT. I know so much about what the company is about, and that's why I'm excited.
All right. Hold on there. Hold your fire now. Sister Fumi, you want to usher in our two sweetest best in the house?
So, Pono or Bono? Pono. Can you please introduce yourself?
Gideon, can you unmute yourself, please?
Oh, okay. I think I'm audible enough now.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, great. Thank you very much, everyone in the house. Thank you, all our viewers, for joining us this evening from Lagos, Nigeria. This is where I am. My name is Gideon Ezemba, and I greet you anywhere you are. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. We are here this time to talk about something very special, especially because of the event that took place right here in Nigeria on October 1st, where it was a mind-boggling event because of what our CEO told us. And apart from that, the event is still ongoing in the fact that it is properly written in the mind and eyes of anyone who greeted it. So we will be talking more about that freedom, the real freedom that comes from knowing what we have in this company called ONPASSIVE, and what our CEO has opened our eyes to further on that day, Saturday, October 1st. So stay tuned. Much more to come.
Thank you.
Sister Shade, thank you very much, Brother Gideon. So, Sister Shade, introduce yourself, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sister Comfort and Sister Fumi, for this invitation. I am so thankful. I really do not take light of it at all. My name is Shade Cole Fakunle, and it's a privilege to be here. I am looking forward to our discussion. I'm excited. I don't even know how to contain it, but I just know that the old is gone, and we're really in a new place going forward. And I'm really excited, just hearing everybody excited about what is about to hit us. And we're so grateful for Mr. Ash, and I'm excited for what is about to happen in this place also. So I'm looking forward to hearing everybody's excitement.
Wow, you guys are just making us very, very excited as well, because there are lots of hints, guys. If you are listening to them, Gideon says what took place on Saturday is still the celebration is still ongoing. Shade says they got a new freedom. So, if Gideon, if you would like to start, tell us really briefly what was the thing that took place on Saturday. What was it?
Well, on Saturday, October 1st, which coincidentally is the day that Nigeria got independence, so it's Independence Day in Nigeria. That is dates back to 1960, and on that same day, October 1st, ONPASSIVE founders in Nigeria had an international event, so to speak. It is meant to be a get-together of founders in Nigeria, what we call meet and greet. But the whole world, the whole ONPASSIVE world, and even beyond were there with them. On that event, we got real freedom, the total independence, not just from colonization, not just from political or whatever part of it you look at it, but the real freedom that comes from knowing that you have got to the point where you need no one other than yourself to be free.
Wow, that's big, Gideon. We've got to that place where you need no one other than yourself to be free. So, Brother Landry, I know that you were on the ground. How many parts, or how many places were you operating from? I'm losing my words for obvious reasons. You were operating from various regions or various states. How many of them, and how did it go? Just chip into what our brother Gideon has said.
Okay, thank you, my sister and my boss. You know, you're always my boss. Even if you don't want that, that's okay. You see, the reality is that we're actually in about 5 locations. But the truth is, we're all over the nation. This is a nation of 218 million people, potential customer and resellers. The 5 location had sub-location. Asaba was one. There was a feeder location in Port Harcourt. So if we say 5 locations, it's just that we are trying to be moderate. The truth was, from every home in Nigeria, they were logging into the Zoom. Because even if you cannot transport yourself for logistic reason to the physical location, they were zooming in. And it is buzzing. The 5 location has minimum of 5 states attached to one location, maximum of 11. The only location that stood alone was Lagos, a state of 22 million residents, probably the 5th in Africa. So you can assume Lagos is a country. So what we are saying is, the reality is not about 5 locations. It's about a nation that is on fire for financial freedom, time freedom, physical freedom that they have been denied for over 62 years. Let me stop here, please.
Yes. Thank you, bro. Sister Fumi, over.
I'm glad that he said he was going to stop there, because I can see he's really on fire. So, Sister Shade, what was your take from Saturday? I know you were not on the ground, but you were part of people that were on Zoom as well. Can you let us know, just in a little nutshell?
All right. So, my take, you know how when you're planning something and you're praying about what you're planning so that it will come out successful. My take on Saturday was, it wasn't just what Mr. Ash said. For me, it was looking at Nigerians coming together to put such a magnitude event in such a short time. I saw the togetherness, that the possibilities of things that we can do together when we have one vision. When Mr. Ashnow came, nobody knew I remember Mr. Olson was saying, does he have time to stay? And he said, oh, I'll stay. And then when he started speaking, so some people said they were almost in tears. I was in tears. And
Right.
I did not have any plan. There was no script. There was nothing. I didn't even know I was going to say anything. And then when Mr. Charles now said, I didn't say I wanted to. I said, can we thank him? I didn't say I wanted to. And then he put me on that spot. I had to go back and listen to what I said because, I got people telling me, oh, and when I listened to what I said and what prompted it, I'm just saying to my Nigerian family all over the world, God began something in us on Saturday. And we cannot let ourselves down. I'm not going to say let Mr. Ash down, but we cannot let ourselves down. My brother just said that it's a personal thing. We all have to own it. We gave our word. We're not going to let him down. And I'm saying it to every Nigerian. As a founder today, we're not going to let him down. They have their plans for us. But without us, that plan is not going to bring forth anything. Does that make sense? So that's what I took out. And that's what I'm going to continue to preach.
Right.
That we have to take responsibilities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Shadi. Sister Comfort, over to you.
Okay, of course. Thank you. If you want me to take Dr. O, I'll take him with all the joy and happiness. He's my friend anyway. So, Dr. O, just like my sister Shade, you were, I presume, I'm not sure if you went home, but you were one of the backbones of this organization, this event that took place on Saturday. What comment do you just want to make? The organization and everything and so on. How did you feel in the first place? Leave what Ash said apart because we need to delve into that. We need to discuss that. So what was your general feeling looking at what happened on Saturday? The organization, the success, everything and all that together. My sister, was it parent or somebody said they were actually shaking their booty, even though they're not sure they had one, from the dances and stuff. It was real fun. How did you feel, bro?
Thank you very much, my dear sister and friend, Sister Comfort. Honestly, I was very excited. I was so elated. I was so glad that, looking at that, I mean, not because I undermine what our people are capable of doing. No, that's not it. Because we, Nigeria, honestly, United States of America here, if my statistics is correct, which I believe it is, we are the most educated, Nigeria, the most educated, foreigners, or as they call us here. In this country. I mean, period. There's no if, but, or maybe. Okay, I have a university close to me here, where 3 years ago, 97% of the PhDs in different fields are Nigerian. Okay, so just in one graduation day, and so on and so forth like that. So, and where you have people like, my brother here, Dr. Larry, and the rest of them in different locations who really undo things. I mean, to say I'm surprised that it's so great. I need to really clarify that. Not because, can they do it? Of course. But I'm so excited because the time was short, and the way the organizing, and believe me, for technology and all the rest of them to be able to kind of synchronize, to kind of synergize all the effort at different locations and everything like that. Now, I was kind of very concerned. I said, oh well, I hope there won't be any disappointment or anything like that, because I know what really, some of the things that could go wrong. Maybe because I'm not a computer guru, that kind of a state, but everything went so, my goodness. I mean, I was so happy. And, I've sent messages out to really appreciate some of these leaders in different locations. And I'll take this opportunity right here, right now, to actually say thank you very much to Dr. Larry for really, putting that together. By the grace of God, of course, we spent time together. And, prior to that time, like Brother Larry explained at that meeting, we have different locations of people that are doing, programs and meetings and webinars and everything like that. It got to the point when some of us in diaspora here, said, you know what, we had a meeting with these leaders in Nigeria and said, people, please, let's just come together and let's do something, like one voice, one body and everything. And then, of course, they all went into work, Pastor Paul 360, Dr. Larry, and all other leaders, Majid, and the rest of them. So if I didn't mention your name, please forgive me, not because I'm just not familiar with all the names. But all these leaders, they came together and they actually made it happen. I mean, it's so amazing. I think, I'm not sure if there's been any other country, ONPASSIVE that have had that very kind of synergy, that kind of very, effort, putting all that together. And I think we actually put together the largest number so far. We thought Bangladesh was the biggest. Until Nigeria came, and it's just so awesome, and I really thank God for it. And don't you see the spirit, you see our excitement, you see everywhere, every location on fire and everything. So when you say Nigerians are on fire, I agree with you, because that really was what we saw. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. O. It was such an excitement. Even me, I got emotional at some point. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this happen. Because I've been there all the way, severally. I've come with Gideon and Pastor Paul 360, and my boss here, my best friend here. We've been there to call on our people to make sure that every household in Nigeria gets a founder position. But little did we know that while we were working, I'm saying whether you like it or not, nobody should dare exempt me from that team because I'm part of it. So whether, we were doing our best, right? Doing all we're doing that will make sure every household gets at least a founder position. Little did we know that the CEO himself was studying us from the roots, and he brings what he brought to us. So we just want to open it up. Let's just try to remember and pick one or two or three things that the CEO said so that we all comment on it. Guys, if you are watching us, we are on about four different channels. Sister Gladys, Marcian, Fumi, and myself. Kindly support us by subscribing and sharing this widely, because this is not something we can keep to ourselves. So, Brother Gideon, if you can, what did Ash say that struck you? We want to start from you.
Thank you very much. One important thing I heard from Mr. Ash Mufare that day, which I keep hearing every other moment if I turn my attention to it, is that he and some of his executives have been working on Nigeria. As you, I know that ONPASSIVE started about 4 years ago. Founders were coming on board, but I never know that Ash Mufare has been thinking, just even to say a little about Nigeria. No, he wasn't thinking again. He is already working on a solution to Nigeria. What a man. So, of course, we are not going to expose everything, even we don't know all the details of what he's working on, but he also highlighted one or two things that you can bring your mind to. Of course, what is the problem of Nigeria? Is it education? Is it power? Is it employment? What is it that you can remember immediately right now? One or all of these things could be what he has been working on the background. And just as many of us know, Nigeria, he said it also, that is a very difficult market. From my own understanding, the difficulty also is what we experienced when we took ONPASSIVE foundership to our people and say, come and become a founder. This company is going to do so well, and you will be financially free, and even you have time for yourself and your family. And they say, okay, when am I going to make money? And they wouldn't want to join. If they hear that they have to wait, or we don't know, the company will have to do this and that before we start making money. That is a big issue. Because if you have a product in the market and the market are not ready to buy because they don't know the outcome of your product, it's a big issue. Perhaps we would have had so many founders coming from Nigeria because of our population. But being that due to where the country has conditioned the people, everybody or many people are looking for immediate gratification. And that is a very big problem that ONPASSIVE is going to solve.
Right.
So that work that is going on the background that we don't know about, that Ashton Fares said he has been working on, and it is a must that ONPASSIVE will make it in Nigeria.
That's just the truth.
That is the zenith of what he said that I keep hearing over again. So if you are listening to us right now, you are in Nigeria or anywhere in Africa or any part of the world, just know that ONPASSIVE is going to make it for you. Wherever you are, whoever you are, your life will definitely be changed.
It will never be the same again, bro. Thank you. Thank you on that note. Keep that. We're coming to it one step at a time, right? Let's hear my sister Sade. From somewhere or from nowhere, Ash moved you from your seat, and then the spirit blew into you and you popped up, and then you delivered just in back home. They would say, "A la manière de Mr. Ash Mufare." So what was it? Because you were really touched, and we saw it through your appreciation to Mr. Ash Mufare. What did he say that touched you so deeply, Sister Sade?
And thank you so much, Sister Comfort. I'm going to kind of follow the trend of my brother Gideon. You know, when Mr. Ash, okay, so this was the one that really got my heart. When he said that they have been working concerning Nigerians, and then he made this statement. He said, if it worked in Nigeria, it's like Nigeria is our what's the word? Nigeria is what we're going to use to know what's going to happen in the continent of Africa. And if it worked in Nigeria, then it's going to work anywhere. That is a statement. That is not just an ordinary statement. Meaning, Nigeria is our spec. We have chosen this country. And once it works there, it's going to work anywhere else. And because they're looking at the continent of Africa, they're not just looking at Nigeria, but they have chosen Nigeria to work with. That means it's not stopping until it worked in Nigeria. It must work in Nigeria. That's hope. And that's the reason why I said our next year independence is going to be our first year of freedom. That's where that came from. It was not something that I didn't know what he was going to say, and I didn't know I was going to say anything. And while I'm on that, I also want to ping out one of the points that I spoke about that I want to emphasize on it so there is no confusion. Yep. I know that I said something about Jesus Christ started with 12 people.
12, yeah.
And if he started with 12, and the world is no longer the same, and now Ash Mufare is starting with 1.4. Just think about, I don't know if you can calculate that. 1 would chase 1,000, and you understand what I'm saying? And 2, 10,000, that kind of stuff. God has said greater works than this. He started with 12. This man has been given opportunity to start with 1.4. And just think about the transformation, because Nigerians' heart need to be transformed. And this man has come to do that. I'm telling you, our heart needs to be transformed, because even if he has all the gold and diamonds for us, and we're still carrying on with the same attitude, nothing, we won't see the change. But our heart they've been transformed before this apple begins to drop. Isn't that awesome? That can be nobody but God, because that's what we need. People have been praying and crying, and then just one man from where? Florida, India, everywhere, and it's going to transform us just like that. I'm telling you, man. God is going to keep Ash. I know that for a fact.
Amen.
There's no demon from hell. Right. No demon. No. So I'm sorry, but
Yeah, sis, you don't need to be sorry. You are doing just fine. Sister Fumi, over to you, sis.
Oh, she's on fire. That's all I
Yeah.
can say. She's on fire. So I want to go to Bra Larry now. Dr. Larry, you've heard what Sister Shade said. Can you pick on any other thing that Ash said? Because I know you've been smiling and nodding your head as she was talking and clapping. Can
Right.
you tell us what is it that touched your heart in that speech? What did he say that actually made you to think, okay, yes, this is it?
Okay, can you hear me? Confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear you.
5 on 5, bro.
Thank you. I'll tell but Comfort, my personal person, this will be part 1. We cannot finish this in 10 hours. I beg you, there should be part 2.
Yes.
And that's the truth. And I'm going to ask Stephanie to tell me what the question is. But before I tell her, the truth is this. Sister Shade Fakuleko, I was scared when you got the mic on that day. I was scared. I knew you hide from publicity, but when you begin to deliver it, you got to a stage you said, this is the best independent anniversary message Nigeria has ever had. And I was just praying, may she not break down, because you may not know your voice was shaky. It was too much. You may not know. I was just praying, may she not break down. This is too much from the heart. You were. Anybody that's listening to this message, go back to Nigeria recorded meet and greet and listen to what she said. It was too emotional. It was just straight from the heart. And let's now say this. Back to Stephanie. What do you ask me? I'm ready.
I said, with the event on Saturday, what can you take out of what Ash said? I see you.
Okay.
What actually
What
touched
I
you?
can take out is this.
Okay.
What I can take out is this, and it's subject to anybody's interpretation. ONPASSIVE is the correction to the corruption.
That's it.
But the truth is this. Corruption is not Nigeria problem. Oh, some people will say, you must be crazy for saying that. If I can feed myself and I can feed my family, who will give me $1 to change my votes? Poverty
Yeah.
is the problem. No matter what English that they call Turenshi in Nigeria, you speak to me and I cannot feed my family, you are giving me some ideologies, I cannot feed my family, I cannot pay school fees, but you came here to be telling me what democracy is, which is what ONPASSIVE has come to resolve. If I can feed my family, pay school fees, pay my bills, who are you? I will face you and I talk to you. I will vote with my conscience, knowing fully well it will count. But when I know my family is suffering, they've not even eaten half a dollar, $1. Please, I respect every man of God here. I think the Bible says, money answereth.
Money.
All
Please,
things. All things.
let's be honest. This is
One
what
else of all things.
ONPASSIVE has come to say, that we will give you financial freedom, time freedom, so nobody will stand in front of you and say, you vote me. You will ask the person, why should I vote you? Because you don't depend on the person to feed your family, pay school fees. And it's not about corruption. It's about people being able to say, I have financial freedom. I don't depend on anybody. And thank God for ONPASSIVE. Thank God for Ash Mufara. It's not about corruption. Leave corruption aside. When people are empowered, they will ask Dr. O, is there no corruption in US? You cannot say 100% no. But the truth is this, because you know nobody can bribe you. It's not, nobody can bribe you. You have financial freedom. You have time freedom. You can walk up to a newsroom and say, whoever is the president, talk to me. I will question you. And nobody will bundle you. That's what we are talking about. Please don't let's twist it. ONPASSIVE has come to make, with the level of employment in Nigeria, somebody with just peanuts will control a multitude. No matter your ideology or whatever you know or you read in the university, they will tell you to go to, excuse me. So what we are saying is, ONPASSIVE has come to liberate people, the real freedom, the real independence. So I'm not dependent on anybody to come and feed my family, to come and feed anybody. That's what we are saying. And that's what I'm telling Madam Comfort. Please, this cannot be finished tonight.
Not at all.
It's not Nigeria, it's about Africa. It happens in every country in Africa. Please. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, Brian Larry. Thank you. As you said there, it gives me an idea of the fact that, you know, like you said, someone with just a little bit will control 1,000. And that is where they put they bring our people into bondage and they have so much low esteem of themselves, not because they're not educated, not because even the ones that are not educated are very good with their hands. But when things are not moving, it's a tongue-tied and tied and mindset tied, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I hand over to you, Sister Comfort, from there for you to, you know, ask Dr. O what he takes of that, because I have things in my mind, because there was this statement Ash made about it doesn't start from the top, that it starts from the beginning. I don't know whether we want to dive into that to see what he's talking about not talking about the government, but talking about taking people. The people have freedom in their hands for them to be able to liberate themselves and liberate others in their community. That's the way I saw what he said there, that it doesn't start from the top, but it goes to the bottom.
Right. Okay, definitely, guys. Team, thank you once again for joining, guys. If you like what we're doing, we're running on about 4 channels. For me, myself, Sister Gladys, and Sister Marcienne. Do well to hit the subscribe button, click on the notification bell, because we intend to be here every day for regular, fresh updates. Like Brother Blandre is requesting, we might be here with Nigeria for the next 2-3 times, because it's not done yet. It's just about to begin. And many people are boiling out there. They need to come here and say it exactly how they feel, right? So, of course, before I forget, don't be surprised if Sister Fumi is commenting, because we all know, even though we share a lot of things, we partner in crime and in other sweet stuff, she comes from Nigeria. So I'll let her be my panel for today. I don't mind. So Dr. O, Dr. O, there's no way we can move without you just commenting, because it's not like you were not there. You know, you were there and it was cooking. You just the way it was cooking in me, right? So just quickly wrap up on this point where what does Ash say? What did you take home from what he said, so that we move to the next point?
Thank you very much, my sister. I really was so very excited about as a matter of fact, I sat down and analyzed that very speech, powerful speech. And of course, I had the privilege of also of seeing it there yesterday on the first 2 days ago, that it doesn't matter to me. I really don't care if anyone else gives any speech, be it president or anyone, that there just can't be any, because it's all going to be a bunch of lies, which was what we have had over the years. I said that and I meant it. Okay, there is no speech by anyone. I don't think there is any. I mean, I'm not aware of any. I didn't even bother to check if anyone made any other speech, president, governor, or anyone, because I've had the very best, the kind of speech that come from the heart and that can also be backed up, okay, by the one who made that very speech, real, genuine, sincere, not a bunch of lying and all the rest of them. Now, he says so many things, but what really gladdens my heart in the overall is this. You see, no doctor, the best hospitals in the world, the best doctor will not be able to treat anyone without proper diagnosis. I was so shocked to see that Mr. Ash, when Ash said, we understand the challenges, the corruption, the security problem on ground. I mean, if someone who don't live with us, who doesn't have the title or the portfolios, who is not the custodian of any of these things, from the distance, from his study and everything, he was so accurate about the situation that we are in. You see, now it's a different thing if someone said, I want to come into the country, I want to help you. And when you see what he said, he's talking like if he does not understand what he's getting into. Common sense will tell me that you have no idea what you are saying, because you don't know what we are dealing with here. But he has an accurate diagnosis of the situation on ground. And he said, we understand. And then, just like my brother had said, that he had been thinking of all this way, way back. And he also said he had had meetings with some executive on ground and also outside of Nigeria, with Nigerians in Dubai. He did mention Dubai and all that. So that really gladdens my heart that this is someone here who actually been doing a lot of thinking, somebody who has actually felt the pain of the Nigerians and everything that is going around there. He said, we understand, the corruptions and the security issues, and already have a standard solution. I'm quoting him verbatim. And when I quote him, go back and look into that very video. You mark my word, because so he said, we already have standard solution for Nigeria. We have to do it in Nigeria, he said. And he said it over and over again. We have to do it. So I'm happy that you understood what he's talking about. And he understood that, yes, this is it. And I mean, now, and he also said, ONPASSIVE will make significant impact. I mean, and for you and I, who have been with this company for 34 years, Ash don't run his mouth. He does not talk trash. He doesn't talk anyhow. And if he doesn't have a plan in place, it's not going to jack everybody up. It's not going to get anyone excited for nothing. So, and when he says it, you see, Ash happened to be, a leader that I can believe in. I've listened to this man, his consistency. I've listened to him for almost 3.5 years. And I mean, he attends several meetings every single day. The consistency of this very company from beginning to where we are right now. I mean, if you are saying the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Okay? I mean, the amount of time that I spend on webinars, talking 3, 4, 5 hours at one time and having 2 or 3 such meetings every single day and every single day of the week. And so the consistency there, he doesn't have to remember what he said, because he said the truth and it will always fall in place. So, I mean, that for him now to now come, someone who have that mind, someone who have that strong desire, who have that passion, who have that love, and who have what it takes to get it done. Let me just mention I have many more points but let me just mention just one more before I pause here. He said, Nigeria have what it takes to succeed.
Right.
I mean, so that means that he understands that Nigeria just, Nigerians, I mean, particularly, he did say that he had a schoolmate who was a Nigerian, one of his colleagues, or I mean, in the university. I mean, you understand that we both in Nigeria, outside of Nigeria, Nigerians have what it takes to succeed. But he said for 62 years, it has not worked. It's not going to work. You understand? Because you know, if you repeat the same thing over and over again, somebody said the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. That's exactly what he was saying to us indirectly. If it hasn't worked in 62 years, it's never going to work. It will not work. But God, in his infinite mercy, through this man, is bringing, and he said, we are bringing the real change. Oh, I mean, I was thinking, was it there when our leader promised change? Of course, we saw change, but it wasn't a change for good, it was a change for worst. And I'm saying this, I'm saying it very loud and clear, this is the truth. So this man said, ONPASSIVE is going to bring in the real change, and that we have what it takes, and we have to make it work because it will work. And if it won't work, then the suffering. I mean, let me just pause right there. It just to have so much taken from there. I analyze everything that he said, and I just pick it one by one, just think about it, swallow it, and just be thanking God for it, because he was speaking with you. Even though he was trying not to let a lot of information out, but if you know him, you know that he spoke volume. Thank you.
Thank you so much indeed, Dr. O. Ash is a genius. Ash is that person, that type of person where back home we say Nawa for you, because he said, you know, when you least expect him is when he drops, you know, like he drops the real bomb. You're just like, where is this other one coming from, right? So we really appreciate. And so I've listened to all of you, including Sister Fumi and everybody. You are speaking the one language, just in other words. So what I got from you is just like, it's a kind of one man, one vision kind of a thing. It's a new dawn. You know, we've known about this independence thing for 62 years now. However, freedom is here, right? And Gideon, you said earlier on that you know, this independence thing has been here. However, freedom is here, and it's about somebody picking it up by themselves, because I think you are not given freedom, you take it. So I want us to take this down back home. Africa is a big brother. Nigeria is a big brother here to Africa. What do you think that this would mean? What I said in Nigeria would mean to the entire African continent? Gideon.
All right. So just as we said, thank you very much, Sister Comfort. Thank you all who have spoken, especially Dr. O. You've captured everything. And so, looking at the challenges already on ground, it's very easy if we look at what our CEO has just told us. What is the major problem? We have also already highlighted it. Thank you, Dr. Lanre. It is poverty. Lack of money. That's just it. If I have money, I wouldn't japa. That's the slogan here. I wouldn't travel abroad. I wouldn't go. What am I looking for?
I know.
Like right now, where I work, resident doctors. Sorry to mention them, but many people, they just come in. If they get a job, their target is to save some money. That's it. So if I know that I'm going to make the same money that I will make if I go abroad here and enjoy my comfort at home and be myself as a citizen here, what's the point? So if that opportunity that has been given to us now, as we said, that Nigeria is going to be like a testing ground, of course, it's surely going to work here. And as it starts working here, it's also working simultaneously other places across the globe. So the solution to the problem is already here. For everyone listening to us right now, we're talking about founder position in ONPASSIVE, which is quite closing. But for any reason, if you are interested, I think there's still a way around it 1 or 2 days from now. But even if after that, you still have the chance to be able to pick up your own freedom by getting a chance in ONPASSIVE to be able to make money with this company. Back at home, wherever you are, even if it's in the village, you don't need anything. Just indicate interest that you want to be part of ONPASSIVE, and you will see your life totally change. You will have money to take care of yourself, your any problem, pay bills, take care of your family. Go beyond that. Help those who are needy. Then, just as Dr. Lanre said, let me see that politician that will come and buy you. Let me see that challenge that will make you to do what you are not supposed to do as an individual. So it goes even beyond an individual. Okay, we need so many things to make things work. Unemployment is there. Anybody right now, because of ONPASSIVE, can make enough money to create a company, to become employer of labor. Those who may not be able to have the chance to be in ONPASSIVE, who have some skills, who will come and gladly work in your company because you have what it takes, and you can pay them handsomely. Very soon, I foresee many of our brothers who have traveled abroad, they will come back, because the ground will be so level and fertile for everyone to operate. Something I would like to say again, sorry if anyone listening is a politician or in government, but I know that there are some countries, maybe US or other big countries, people don't really care about those in power. But just as Dr. Lanre said, in as much as they take care of themselves, they pay their bills. If you like, go to White House, it's a business. Whatever you want to do, you go and do. Now, people here are interested to go into government because they see it as a means of making money. There will be a time that everybody will have what it takes to take care of himself, that going to government will become so uninteresting. So you want to go there, then you know you are going there to do something that is divine, that you feel you should do.
That's right.
So it is so all-encompassing. I cannot exhaust it because of time. I understand that ONPASSIVE has actually come to change the whole world, our life, everybody in general, for the best.
Wow. This is just big. I'm so thank you. I can only say thank you, guys. I think we need to vote. Are we expecting a part 2 of this conversation? Because it can't go on. Gideon still has much. My brother Landry is already voting.
My sister, let me tell you, it cannot be part 2. Part 2 is too short. Let me be honest with you. If Nigeria go and listen to what Nelson Mandela said.
Yes.
If Nigeria gets it right, the black world will get it right.
Correct. All right. Sister Fumi,
the truth is this. Let's be the carrier of this vision. Martin Luther King did it in America. Let's take this burden. Look at Sister Shade Fakuleko on October 1st. That was a burden on her heart. Can we take this burden? Let me tell all of you, you Africans, in Nigeria, tertiary institution has been closed for 7 months. Is it not a burden on you? Are you not saddened? 7 months, a generation has been home. The Bible says the devil finds a work for an idle hand. And you are talking about Yahoo Yahoo? Are we not the one building Yahoo Yahoo? Let's be honest. Let's talk to ourselves. What's your part in this? It's disgraceful. That's the truth. Tertiary institution. People that want to go to school, the institutions are locked for 7 months. And academy is coming. Apologies, I don't want to use a foul language. Who is going to stop anybody from going to school with academy? Let the country get locked down. Who will stop if we want to study with academy, who will stop them? Now, a country locked down is a generation for 7 months. And they are talking of politics. spending money. Please, how can this program make it a 1 or 2 session? It is impossible. We are talking about the black world, not Nigeria, Africa. Let's be honest. Nigeria is 218 million. Take the population of people in higher institution. How can Dr. O come home with these people without job? What will they do? Shade Fakunleko, how can you come home? Are you safe? They cannot study. They don't have a future. They cannot empower themselves. That is all passive for you. So if all the institutions invest in Nigeria lock down, okay, Academy will not fail them.
Thank you very much. Definitely, Larry. Thank you very much.
I'm passionate about this. This country must be successful.
Yes,
no doubt about it.
I agree with you on that. I mean, not someone said, Fumi, it doesn't look as if you're on fire. I said, look, it's not about me exhibiting so much of that. There are too many things because I have people on ground as well. So it's not as if I'm not concerned about that. But I want to go to Dr. O. So I want you to, based on what, Brother Larry has said there, what's your take on that? What's your take on it? I know we can't do only one part. Have we agreed on that? We can't do one part.
Yeah, it's agreed. I think we can see from the comments that we agree to come back. So
okay, we agree to come back. But I want Dr. O to just say, something as relating to what, Brother Larry just said just now, please, before we round things up.
Yeah, thank you very much, for me. Yeah, thank you. Actually, our listeners are actually requesting for part 2 for part 3, and I would just say that and that's exactly what I would suggest that we do, and so we can break it down into segments and just deal with different aspects. We kind of have a general overview of what it is right now, and then we can begin to to pick it just in part, so that we can exhaust each of the area that we talk about. For the subsequent, and that is what we determine how many parties actually we go into, because there's so much to say. And believe me, when people's minds are revolutionized, when people's minds are set free, the freedom will be so fantastic. So I hear you, Dr. Larry, and you are on ground there. And then, of course, there is no doubt about it. You understand how this is. I have the privilege of knowing what I know and everything, because sometimes when I talk about Nigeria, a lot of even those who are on ground there, some of them do not really know that we here know as much as that, because I work with the grassroots and I go to different areas when I do. As a matter of fact, from October 1st, because I did something that some people said, they liked, which was like speaking in Yoruba language, which is just one of the several languages that's in that very country. And actually they are requesting, on helping them to reach out to the large population that speak that language that are not really getting it in English. And then, of course, Larry alluded to that in the course of time when we're having meetings towards the October 1st meeting, that the way local presentations are done is kind of different. And that part of the country where we have to bring it and break it down for them in Yoruba language and all that. So I got a request and I said, well, I'm not a YouTuber, and I'm a preacher. I don't know, but I will have to seek some help. I'll talk to Sister Comfort and Sister Fumi and the rest of them and see how actually, I don't know how we go from there. But that is something that I would love to do, because I'm just blessed that even though I've been here for all the years, but at least I can still flow properly in that very language. My heart is not just for the Yoruba speaker, but for the Nigeria entirely. But if anything I can do for that very class of people, I really would not mind to do it, because the mind of Mr. Ash is not just to open the door for the elite and for the rich and the famous, but actually bring it to the grassroots. And because my calling is also there, so I'll be very, very glad also to see my people in villages, in highways and byways, actually being part of this, so that the whole thing will not come back to the same circle where the few elites and educated continue to to kind of boss and actually dish out some crumbs to those who couldn't make it because they don't speak English. So, and Nigeria is now. Dr. Larry could you could agree with it that Nigeria is actually on a crossroad. Okay, on a crossroad. So, what is happening right now is so very timely. But the bottom line is that there are a lot of agitation, a lot of things actually talking about Nigeria breaking down. A lot of things going to really happen between now and the election time next year. That's a fact. It's not a hidden thing. So this is not a political statement or anything. It's not a hidden, it's a fact. Okay, but the bottom line is that it does not matter whether you break the country to 1,000 or to 1 million or to 5 or to 3. Okay, if the mentality of our people do not change, nothing is going to happen. Okay, the corruption, the everything that's going on ground. So, but what I'm looking at is that when ONPASSIVE, finalizes and kind of get us to the point where God is taking us into, using the ONPASSIVE and Mr. Ash Mufara as CEO to get us there. So now we're still going to need this help. We're still going to need this very knowledge. We're still going to need this money. We're still going to need the passion. We're still going to need the large heart that ONPASSIVE is giving to us now. So if you long after, and so much has taken place that honestly it would just take a very new grace, new blessing, new anointing, let me put it that way, spiritually speaking, that this man is bringing on board to get things done. Or it is not the separation that will get it done, because you can if you leave Nigeria, if Nigeria didn't leave you, or the corruption or whatever it is, if you stay there, you can break the 1,000. We take the same ideology, the mentality to wherever part you belong in the country. It's still going to be the same thing. So, and then God forbid that we continue to go in that way, just recycling the problem and everything like that. Then, of course, with the problem that the breaking up itself poses. But when we get to the level that God is using CEO to get us to, I know it's going to be a lot easier. So, I just want us to, to thank God for what we are seeing at this very time. And please, as leaders, let us find a way to really get this across to our people. And and then we just build on what we've started. The revolution that I started right now is something that I want to employ the leaders on ground. We in diaspora, we are willing, we are ready to continue to support, whatever it is. So as you break down things and you want to know what is next, please let us all know about it, so that we can put our effort together, give you all the support that you need, and also get it done. So thank you very much.
Wow. Yeah, thank you, Dr. O. Sister Fumi, you want me to go ahead from here too? Okay.
Yes, please.
Yes. Sister Shade, you've been silent for a while, so we know that we're happy to come back, because we need to digest it right into the marrows of each and every individual who needs to get this into their system, right? However, we come here every day to do this, not because of us anymore, because it's a done deal as far as we are concerned. So the special guests here of honor, whether they're here live with us or they're coming to watch this later on, are the potential resellers. I still remember that the Nigerian team has been on top of it to make sure that every household gets at least a foundership position on ONPASSIVE. However, I'm sure not everyone has gotten that yet, but the good news here is there is still room for someone. So would you like to present this opportunity to potential resellers, for people to know that they can still be part of this fund? You want to unmute yourself, sis?
Before I do that, just to have my own little pence from all the discussion that has gone ahead.
Sure,
I previously said that the Lord started with 12 disciples to turn the world around. And Mr. Ash is bringing is 1.4. But I also believe that in Nigeria by itself, I don't know how many ONPASSIVians are there right now, but I'm sure we're almost a million. Let's just say a million. And Brother Gideon said that it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
I even want to go a little step further. That in our own little team, if we begin to preach what Mr. Ash has been telling us, in our little team of 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 20, so that this mindset will be ready. Dr. O said it. If this mind is not transformed, I don't care what change comes, it's still going to meet this unregenerated mind. We need this mind to be transformed. We need this mind to begin to think about what is coming. The old is gone. It's a new day. And we can't keep bringing yesterday back to today if you want to drive well. You can't keep looking, it's good to look in your mirror, but you can't stay looking on your back. You're going to crash. We need to now set our mind on where we want to go in our teams. So I said that to say that it will work. Things will work in Nigeria, but we have to believe it. It's not just talking about it, it's making the change ready for what is coming. So I'm going to touch briefly on the reseller. For the Nigerians who are not yet founders, or maybe to my African brothers and sisters that are watching, there are not yet founders. There are still pending founders that we can advertise to people that we know. But just in case we don't have any more founding position, it's been closed, but we're selling out the pending founders. The reseller is an opportunity for us founders to begin to prepare for. There are so many people that we invited that are not founders, and they will not be founders, but they will be resellers. But we need to begin to prepare them. We know so much now. We cannot wait till when it happens. Begin to get your emails, your phone numbers ready. AI will do its own job. But I'm telling you, listening to Mr. Ash lately, you need to prepare your mind. Get your resellers, your customers ready. And if you wait, you will be fine. But if that's what you want, that's okay. But for some of us that know that Mr. Ash told us to make our vision bigger, and we have expanded this vision that is making us not to go to sleep, you need to begin to prepare your resellers. You need to, when you go into a business, you have to think of how you're going to get customer. Don't rely completely on AI, because AI will do its own, but you need to assist that if your vision is big enough. So family members, friends that refuse because they haven't seen money, they're going to see money, but be ready. Begin to tell them it's coming. There's pending founders, and if you don't make the pending founders, there is going to be your resellers opportunity. So that is my 1 cent.
Oh, thank you, sis. That was a powerful one to take home
Thank
for
you.
our people. Yes. So, Brother Gideon, in other words, I always like to make it a bit clearer for people, because people have joined businesses where they have been resellers. But you just want to dwell on this reseller thing, what it means, explain to our people what it means when we say in ONPASSIVE that somebody is becoming a reseller.
All right. Thank you for giving me that opportunity. The reseller opportunity is coming from ONPASSIVE to empower ONPASSIVE customers to make money from using the system. First of all, every human being on this planet will be an ONPASSIVE. It depends on how you want to look at it. You will be in ONPASSIVE using one of the products for your personal business, maybe for communication, maybe for whatever reason you choose. If you don't, you will be in a company where you work, and the CEO or the management will give you ONPASSIVE products. to use to work for them. So there is no running away from ONPASSIVE. So why would you be in ONPASSIVE just to use the product, or to use the product to work for someone, when you can actually be in ONPASSIVE and make a lot of money to change your life financially? At the same time, you wouldn't have to work for someone for so long, because you also be able to have all the money you need that you can as well be without working, and then you still take care of yourself. So that time, freedom has come to you, and financial freedom has also come to you. So just very shortly from now, that opportunity will be open, the reseller opportunity. You come into ONPASSIVE through an invitation. And as you come in, you would choose to use 1 or 2 or 3 of the products of ONPASSIVE. Some of them are going to be free. Some you have to pay to use them. But here is the thing. You can come in as a free customer and choose to resell or show other people the products to use. As you do that, just by paying a token, which is something anybody can afford, ONPASSIVE itself as a company will go to work for you, being the one telling people about their products for you. People use the products, pay a token to use the products, and they give you money back as commission because you came into it. So that's the amazing thing about it. So in as much as you cannot run away from it, just grab it. Grab it with your hands and make the best out of it. Once you are in, pay a token and leave ONPASSIVE to do the rest for you. Even if it happens that that token is not available, if you are in and you are willing to share it on your own to a couple of people, you can as well raise a little token to become an active reseller who ONPASSIVE can work for, reselling the product for you, bringing commission to you, and you become totally free. That's why we say that right from here in Nigeria, go beyond Africa, anywhere in the world, total freedom has really come.
Oh, yeah.
By the apples, the money that ONPASSIVE is going to give to you, you will not need any other human being. The only reason you will need another person in life is for sociality, for helping people. You wouldn't need any other person for finance, for anything that you need to take care of yourself. ONPASSIVE has brought it for you. The only thing you need to do is to grab it. Do not let the opportunity slip away 1 day, 2 days, as soon as the opportunity comes. Remember, the early birds usually get the best.
Right. Wow.
Can I quickly add something to this, Sister Comfort?
Sure, we're going to call you anyway, so go for it, Pa.
Yeah, thank you. Now, I want to throw this out there. You see, now, when we're talking about you're going to make money, number one, we're making this very clear. This is ONPASSIVE. It's not just about money anymore. They're just much more than money. But reality is this. Now, I want to say this to some of the hearers who might be, maybe you are kind of judgmental and say, oh, they are just talking about you make money, and but our CEO have said, it's about the quality of life that we are providing. I understand. But the reality of the matter is that the publisher we are talking to, now, the language that you understand, because the level of poverty and not everything like that is money. Okay, so that's why we are doing that consciously. There's no doubt about that we notice just beyond me making money. But however, I want to shout out to all the quote unquote Yahoo people, because that's a big name in Nigeria. If you are listening to this, I want to say this to you. You will be shocked what we are talking about, that you will sit with your laptop, with your phone, and you will make much more money than you are making now legally. Yes, and no one is going to call you Yahoo anything because you're not Yahooing anybody. So I'm shouting out to all our young people. I love the young generations. Beyond the money you are going to be making, using your phone to reach out. No, some of you are very good at marketing, recruiting. There's so much foolishness going on in the country there because of the poverty. So much of ritual killings and everything that we've seen all over the television these days. Okay, it's so bad, honestly. For the sake of Well, this is out there. I mean, I'm not going to just hide it or kind of. I feel so bad that it's happening, but that's the truth of the matter. Because a lot of people have kind of getting to understand that some people are having their first exposure to Nigeria, and then of course you now get online and you are checking more information about Nigeria, and you are seeing and hearing a whole lot of things, and you are shocked to say, "Is this Nigeria they're talking about? Look at what I'm seeing here, Yahoo. What is that? Look at what I'm seeing, 419. What is that? Look at I'm hearing about ritual killing. What is that?" These things are happening there because an hungry man is an angry man. People are hungry. They are angry. They are confused. They are depressed. They are frustrated. Those who can leave the country they are living in droves. Those who couldn't, they are finding a way to survive. But you guys that are doing Yahoo, listen and listen to me carefully. You will make good money legally without even anything. All you need to do is that's your expertise, that's your knowledge that really understand how this system works. I would be surprised if any of you, now if you come quickly and you are part of what we are saying and you study, you understand all our products. There are schools all around the corner there in Nigeria that will find a product that will be very useful. There are businesses in Nigeria. There are a lot of people who will need you, to work for them with the understanding of the product of ONPASSIVE and how it operates. So go and now get ready to learn the product of ONPASSIVE. Get ready to learn how ONPASSIVE product works. Get ready to learn how to market, ONPASSIVE and how to share with people about each and every product of ONPASSIVE and how ONPASSIVE really will transform or is transforming lives. That is what you need to do. Guess what? While you are making good money by marketing this very product, while you are making good money by sharing this very fantastic, never seen before kind of company, you also will use the product to educate yourself. It is nothing to be ashamed of. That because you don't have mother, you don't have parents, you don't have anyone to care for you, that when they're supposed to send you to school, they send you to go and learn one trade or the other. That's okay. Listen to me carefully. You are hearing, I'm speaking to you today. I was over and above school age when I started working in that same country, Nigeria, where you are. The age many of you are ashamed today to go to continuous education, to go to school. I was over the secondary school age when I went out there and was working. I worked as a messenger in Nigeria. I worked as a factory worker to send myself to evening classes, continuous education, and everything like that. By the grace of God today, I'm where I am, and I have what I have, not because I was fed with golden spoon or in my mouth. You understand? My parents couldn't send me beyond primary 6 education, ladies and gentlemen. And so you are parents who send you to secondary school, to universities, and because things is not working out well, you think that's the end of it. No, it's not. I've spent time with youth, young people in Nigeria, in several meetings and everything like that. So the ONPASSIVE product will give you the opportunity to go to study and to be expert, to be educated, well educated and grounded while you are making money at the same time. You understand? That opportunity is there. So quit that very lifestyle of doing things, do the wrong thing. I don't care what it is and everything, so that you get into learning, understanding the product, or get in touch with us, so that prepare your mind. When you do that, you will thank God that you watch this program today. You will thank God that, you see the magnitude of what ONPASSIVE is bringing. I understand it because I know my background and I know where I came from. If there were ONPASSIVE when I was struggling to go to work in the morning and go to evening classes, it would have been a different thing. At the comfort of my home, I would have had all my degrees. Do you understand? So that's why I'm shouting out into all those who are doing all these foolish rituals. Nobody make money through this means that you all are running into. Then the Yahoo thing, the internet fraud and everything like that, you don't have to fraud anyone. You understand the product, it will work for you and it will work for other people. You make good money, you live a good life, and you get yourself educated in the process. And then you stop hiding, you stop having all this wrong label and everything that you are having. ONPASSIVE is there. I tell you, there has never been anything on the planet Earth that will give you what ONPASSIVE is giving you. And I don't think there will ever be a repetition of this kind of company until this will come to an end. I don't think so. So believe it, take it from me. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. That was quite heartfelt. So, Brad Gideon, I'm going to come to you. But Lanre, you will be the last person. I just want you to wrap this up. I know we have said we are coming back. Just in a nutshell, just tell us, because, from what everybody has said as relating to the reseller position. I know you said a lot, Brad Gideon, but just in a few seconds, please.
All right. So, everyone who's listening to us right now, just do one thing. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Obviously, on this channel or anywhere you are listening to us right now, you are going to know when we go live with the reseller opportunity.
And then you want to tell them to start getting themselves ready?
Yes. Yes. Get yourself ready.
Financially ready.
Financially, yeah. Get yourself ready financially. Get yourself ready. Also, get your mindset ready. Transform yourself by knowing that you are about to get into that part where you start making real money. So if it is possible, just keep some dollars somewhere. If it's possible, keep some dollars somewhere so that by the time we are open, you will know how much it will take you to become an active reseller. And like I said when I was talking earlier, it is also possible you don't have anything, but you can as well be a reseller. There is also a way around it. ONPASSIVE is for you. The only thing you need to do is to be ready in your mind and also focus on getting information that is going to change your life. This has been given to you. It is left to you to get hold of it. So grab it right now. Stay focused and stay ready. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Brad Gideon. So, Brad Larry, I come back to you. I know the mission is to make sure that every Nigerian or every household in Nigeria has a position. So we're talking about or focusing on the reseller position. So what do you have to say to those who are listening, who will be watching, whether later as this video, and even when we come back again with our part 2 or part 3 and part 4 as well, please.
Fumi.
Yes.
With all due respect, you asked this question in part 2.
Okay.
I am fired up.
All right.
I have issues.
Okay.
And I'll tell you honestly, the truth is this. Let's be honest about all this. Before I go to that, I'll say, Patricia Payment, thank you for your comments. You request for me to teach you how to dance, I will sure do that.
Okay.
And I love your comment. You say be motivated and take action. You said this company is about the correction to the corruption. Thank you, Patricia. Brian Aksuko, thank you. Brian Lehman, thank you. Abiloro Folusho Peters, thank you. Let's be honest about this.
Okay. So we asked that question in part 2.
Yeah.
Comfort, for me, you will not be doing Africa a justice if we end this here.
It's not, and it's just about to start, bro. Don't worry.
It's about to start.
Thank you. And I'm telling you this. It took Martin Luther King to change the history of the Black in America. Remember about Kwame Nkrumah. Remember about leaders. To change Nigeria, we don't need hundreds or thousands. If we, Dr. O, Shade Fakunleko, Gideon, Fumi, Comfort, decide, coming you, history will never forget us. Comfort, I am very close to you. Can you just fly into Cameroon anyhow? I know the story. You can't do it. Why? Let's be honest. Let's leave English language or all this. Comfort, I know. You cannot just take your passport and fly to your country. Why? Let's be honest. Don't let's start doing any. Let's be honest. If we need, I can afford to japa. Japa is the most abused language in Nigeria. What does japa means? You elope. You elope.
Okay.
And if everybody elope, what happens? Let's be honest. Some people cannot elope. They depend on you. Many destinies is on our shoulder. If we only decide to save ourselves and our children, will be asked that question. When you had this opportunity, what did you do about it? Eloping is not any of our, you are 6 here. Eloping is not our problem. But let's remember something. Comfort. I will not put you on the spot. You are from Cameroon. How many years as your president you used on that seat? Let's be honest with ourselves.
All right. Brother Landry, you know what, my best friend? Let's
Let me leave it at this. But please, we need to save this continent. If this company, ONPASSIVE, has assured us, let's remember there are so many unprivileged that's on your shoulder. Let's think about it. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. So we really appreciate it's been time, quality time well spent. And we just appreciate the team. We have just started something that we need to walk through it until we get to the end. And we have agreed with our family in the house because this platform is not just about myself. It's not just about myself and Sister Fumi. It's about everybody who is here because the massive contribution that they make is what actually makes it the whole package. We appreciate you all, guys, for coming and joining us. We appreciate you, great leaders from Nigeria. Let's discuss and come back one step after the other until we hit the last full stop. So thank you. Thank you, guys, and see you again really soon. We really appreciate. Much love to you all. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.